I was at Ohio State, and my husband was a soldier stationed at Ohio State. When I got to college, my roommates tried to make some dates for me, and somehow it never worked out. I would freeze up. I wandered over to Hillel. I wandered through all the rooms in Hillel, and there was nobody there. I heard from the music room record playing, and it was the songs of the of the partisans from the Soviet Union. I was surprised because I hadn't ever heard anybody else play those but me. And I went to the door of the music room and looked in, and there were 3 soldiers in the room. And I knew there was nobody else in the building. And my knees were shaking. I said to myself, look, if you don't get a date out of this, there's definitely something wrong with you. So I went into the room, and I sat down next to the guy that was playing the records. I figured I could at least talk about the records. I said, I was surprised to hear you playing the record. He said he was surprised to find them there. And back and forth. He says, you know, my father used to go to Harvard quite frequently, because I had told him I was from Harvard, Connecticut. I said, really, what brought him to Harvard? He says, well, he was a Jewish writer and lecturer. Now, when Moshe came to Harvard to speak, he used to stay at my house, because my mother and his grandfather were involved in the same Jewish theater group in Egypt before she came to the United States. So she knew him. So now all of this goes through my mind when he says he's a Jewish writer and lecturer. And I had grown up with one of his cousins. And the only thing that came to my mind at that moment was Carmi, his cousin. And so he said to me, he's a Jewish writer and lecturer, and the next words out of my mouth were, how's Carmi? Which, of course, thoroughly floored him. He did not answer me. And apparently he later contacted his aunt and said, who is this lady? And says she knows me, knows the family. And of course she immediately had us married, you know, immediately. We did a lot of dating, but then came vacation week, and I went home for vacation, and the arrangement was that he would meet me when we got back. And when I came back, he wasn't there. He said he would meet me at the station, and I got off the train and he wasn't there. And I went to the house and he wasn't there, and very disappointed. And then I got a telegram. He had been shipped out. He had been sent somewhere else. So we wrote on and off for 2-3 years. I never really knew him that much. I mean, it was 3 weeks I knew him. When he came home from the Army, he wanted to get in touch with me, and he was not about to call his aunt to find out where I lived. So he went to New York Public Library, where they have a complete list of telephone books from all over, and found the Hartford telephone book and called my house. And I was the school. And that's how we got in touch again. And that's how I met him.